Hey, this is Matt once again. Welcome back to another video. This is the paid request. This time for DavieVids. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting pretty much any type of videos, reviews, re-reviews, commentaries, topics, rankings, comparisons, reactions, lists, whatever it may be, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both of those links will be down below in the info box as they are with each of these videos I make. But this is for the 2008 film Pig Hunt, and I realized, because I forgot, I had this on DVD. Pig Hunt. And you know what? I realized why I picked this DVD up. I was working at a video store, and yeah, it was that time I was working at a video store called Mr. Movies. And a lot of times we get to rent stuff for free because to tell the customer whether, well, you're supposed to say, although I didn't, but you're supposed to say it's a good movie no matter what. But, you know, explain what the movie is and if it's appropriate for kids and like this guy, what kind of movie it is, what's it about, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, what's this movie about? Fangoria presents, like Fangoria Fright Fest, alright, Pig Hunt. Okay, I like creature feature films. And the director, Jim Isaacs. Now, he did Skinwalkers, which I'm not a fan of. He did Jason X, which I do like. I know it's not a... that's not a popular opinion. I think Jason X is a fun, dumb B movie. Jason in space, I think he's got a good body count. I like some of the cast, even though they should be given more to do. I like the lead girl in that, is that when she's in the future, after being frozen with Jason, she really has nothing to do in the movie. But I do like the actress. I like Sergeant Brodsky, but again, they should have done more with his character. It's fun for what it is. I'm entertained with it. But maybe because I don't take it that seriously. And he did a film... he wasn't supposed to do, but he did this film in the 80s called The Horror Show, also known as House 3, with Lance Henriksen and Brian James. And that's a film I do like. I don't think it's as good as Shocker or The First Power of Lou Diamond Phillips, but The Horror Show, Lance Henriksen does a great job. Brian James is fun, may he rest in peace. And I could watch The Horror Show for what it is. I do enjoy that movie. So, that one, Jason X, and this movie... I didn't mind his filmography other than Skinwalkers, but sadly the director passed away quite a while ago from, I believe, cancer, which is too bad. Because even if you don't like the film, I recommend the commentary with him and the writer for Jason X. Because they goof on each other, and it's a bit more subtle, but it's a fun commentary. Like they're joking with each other and being sarcastic with each other, but in a fun, friendly, like friends would do, but being still very friendly about it, not asshole about it. It's a fun commentary. Now, with all that said, getting into this, I do like the movie. I liked to watch it again. Like I said, I was working at Mr. Movies, and I rented this and for free, and I liked it, and then. They didn't have it for sale, but this is when, I think, was it Go Hastings was still around? Which his website I would go to and picked up for free, and not for free, but pretty cheap, and enjoyed it ever since. Or this might have been, because there were sometimes we would have movies for sale that were used. It might have been one of those. The only thing I doubt is this is Family Video. I don't remember ever going to a Family Video, so I can't remember exactly the details. But either way, yeah, about 5 minutes in, crying out loud. This is pretty much Razorback mixed in with a little bit of Deliverance, Southern Comfort, mixed in with kind of a hippie cult. Which I know it seems like a lot of stuff mixed in together. But the actors, I thought, for the most part, did their jobs as well as they could. The lead guy, Travis Aaron Wade, as John Hickman, who goes with his girlfriend, this very beautiful Asian lady, Tina Huang. She's tough, but she's not bitchy. She's Asian, but that's never brought up, because so what? She just happens to be Asian. There's no agendas. There's nothing about that. It's just, yeah, I'm Asian, and yeah, woman, I'm tough, but I don't have to announce it every 5 fucking minutes like they would nowadays. And she was a likable character, just like her boyfriend, John Hickman's character. They go out with their friends. One is this guy named Ben, who's like a wannabe tough soldier, even though he didn't serve, but he thinks he's tough. This other guy who's a friend of theirs, then this other guy who looked like Mike from Blair Witch Project. He looked kind of like him. Oh, Michael Williams, or I think that's his name. But he's like a cook. So the 5 of them go out to, I'll say the actor's name, Travis Aaron Wade. Travis is his uncle's place back in the southern bayou area. And realizes that, his uncle has been gone for a while, and there's a bit of mess there. And they're going to go out there to hang out, maybe go do a bit of hunting. One thing leads to another, and they meet these 2 hillbilly brothers, and they knew Travis's character from back in the day. And ultimately, they decide to join the group, and for the most part, they're alright, as in, they're trying to get along. One, you tell you a bit of a screw loose. The other, he's dirty, he's grungy, but, he's playing along. But they're not being 100%, at least one of the redneck brothers, not being 100%, okay, rapey, grungy, sad sack of shitty. But it does seem like they're trying to get along as best as they can with this group. They're trying to work together on this hunt. Maybe a bit of tension with the other 2 brothers, but I liked the story they was telling. It wasn't like every 5 minutes, both brothers like, hey, girlie, we're going to rape you, to let the warning bells really get into your head. And just the look of the film, where they shot it, the location, the cinematography, the music. You got some Les Claypool. Is that all? Because that's done by, when you get the, where is it? Well, it says here that all the music done by Les Claypool. I thought they had another name in the credits, but it says here Les Claypool from, I believe, Primus. So yeah, Les Claypool doing some decent music throughout the movie. Although at the end they had this kind of weird music playing that I'm not sure I was a fan of, but for the most part I didn't mind it. And it doesn't sugarcoat the gore. Because while that's happening, there's someone else. There's other people out here in the woods, and they're getting killed, and we don't see it yet as to what it is. But something's up, because you have these weird hippie cult members led by this guy. I think he's called... What the hell was he called? Oh God, I can't remember. Hippie Stranger? Like this black guy who, pisses them off earlier, and, cuts himself and smears on the windshield and then puts, a little smiley face on it. Thought that was a nice little detail. But all this stuff does come together, as the Beatles song says. And like I said, with the gore, they don't shy away too much. Like this beast, we just keep it hidden. We don't have to show it right away. We can let the audience think about it for a bit. Build it up a bit. But this horse is tied up. These hippie people find it, and the horse's head is just hanging there, and the rest of his body been eaten and ripped. The head been ripped off the body. That's a nice practical effect. When they hunt the boar and they're cutting them up and they find a hand in one. Some pretty decent, effects. And I say it was interesting how it kind of switched genres where at a certain point, because of a certain event, it becomes a bit of a Southern comfort thing. Where now it's our characters versus these crazy rednecks. Yeah, a bit of action, because the Asian girl knows how to fight, knows how to shoot. Our lead guy knows how to shoot with a crossbow. They have their moments to shine. You even get one of the rednecks driving this, I don't know what you, like one of those vehicles with a cage around it. A little bit of an action bit. I mean, it's not World Warrior or anything, but some nice, decent action bits. Again, Asian lady is strong, but they're not hitting you over the fucking head with agendas and just that's who she is. And I thought Tina Huang, not only is beautiful, but she did a good job. Like I said, same with the lead guy. And then you have this weird hippie cult thing, and then you have the creature that you finally see at the very end. And this is a good representation of it. I mean, they give it away on the cover, but it's a good representation of it. And it's done all practical. It's not crappy CGI. This is done, well done, practical. I don't know who did the effects for this. I was trying to find out. I'm like, was it KMB or someone else? But the effects work on this, I did bad props. Because it could have easily been a crappy CGI effect. Or very, very noticeable puppet work. But it's pretty damn well done. And you see it just enough, but it doesn't wear out its welcome. And I'm not going to say I like this more than Razorback, because I love Razorback from the 80s, directed by Russell Mulcahy. Love Razorback. But this was pretty well done. Again, people may be mad because you don't see it until the end, but I'm guessing they didn't have the budget. And I'm like, okay, I'd rather you do that than have a bunch of shitty CGI in it. And if you don't do it, have it look good like this. And there's no twist, stupid ending to it. To show you a bit of the back, that's our lead with the crossbow. There's the weird hippie cult. That's the redneck that at first seems pretty cool. And it's his brother who has a bit of a screw loose. A little bit of action in it. But yeah, it's not crazy explosions or anything. But yeah, I thought it was fun because it was interesting to see all these things try to mesh together. And it's not a long movie. I mean, okay, it says 100 minutes, but it didn't feel that long, to be honest. At least not to me. And that's one thing I forgot to mention, is our lead guy was also a soldier. But he was more a soldier than the Ben, the wannabe tough soldier guy. But yeah, I thought it was a pretty fun story with some decent lead characters. At least, their acting, they worked well for what they had as the material. Robert Mailer Anderson and Zack Anderson, who worked on the screenplay. Jim Isaac didn't do a bad job directing it. Rest in peace to him. Definitely thought this was better than Skinwalkers, which I think was the previous film he had done. Previous film. Considering some of these Fandor Fright Fest, I actually think this is one of the better ones. Like I said, if you like a bit of that Southern Comfort Deliverance bit, and you like a little bit of that creature feature stuff, it's kind of a decent mix of both. Granted, I can see that it's more, for a good chunk of it, it's a bit more Southern Comfort Deliverance style. But then the third act is a bit of that creature feature. Like I said, it's not as extravagant as Razorback and its finale, but, and I did have a few questions. This is entering bid spoilers, so beware spoilers. The wannabe tough soldier Ben, he killed the redneck who was a bit screwy because he thought it was going to kill his friend, our lead character. And that's when the other guy goes a bit, you know, ape shit because his brother was just killed, and goes to find his clan, try to do a bit of next of kin action expansion there. And that's where he did a little bit of action here and there. Again, some little bit of decent gore and kills. So Ben runs off at one point, and he finds this hippie cult with a lot of beautiful women ready to get naked, treating them well, feeding them, and then you find out that they are, how do I put it, worshipping the Ripper, as this thing is named. Now, we see another friend of theirs that was halfway eaten by this big giant pig, this boar, how you want to call it. Might as well be a razorback. What happened to Ben's character? Now, granted, there's a moment where he's looking at his friend who's tied up, and it's eating me, it was eating me. He turns, and we're to assume he got killed by this thing, but you never see his body, you never see his remains. You would think that'd be like some type of moment to, okay, make sure the audience show the remains of his body, or that's his head, or that's his rest of his body, or, and it's not the thing in his mouth. When it comes back, it's a pretty cool shot where it comes in and it has a body in its mouth. That's one of the rednecks it was killing out there. Because the thing is, it starts killing some of the rednecks out there. Although that, I wish there was a bit more bloody in those bits. But I mean, where the fuck is Ben? Did it kill Ben? Okay, get the idea, but was it, okay, it's a cutaway death, but where's his remains? Like, there's the remains of their other friend, but there's no other remains anywhere. And there's no mention, like, how do they know Ben? They knew Ben was there, but they don't know Ben's dead because they never saw a body, because we never saw a body. So I thought that was very strange, that they almost completely forgot about that character. And even, like, show remains or such. I thought that was a bit weird. But he said there's some nice, like, decapitations, and there's guy getting stabbed in the eye. Like I said, this is spoilers. Some good, you know, blood, gore effects. Killer pig, loves to eat. Munching, crunching. Our lead guy high in the mud as if he's Predator. Shoots crossbow right under the pig's chin. Stabs right in the sucker's brain. And, yeah, pretty much it's our Travis and Tina Hawaiian's last survivors. Other than this one kid is like a wannabe Deliverance, ready to go. But yeah, I thought this was a decent film. I don't think it's a 4 point something IMDb bad. I really don't. I've seen a lot of bad movies. It may not be perfect. Like I said, it didn't feel long to me, but there may be people that, if you're going straight for a creature feature, the middle section was trying to build up this redneck and this group, our lead group, how they're trying to maintain together as they go on this hunt. Maybe a bit long in the tooth for other viewers. It wasn't to me, because I thought it was filmed pretty decently. Like I said, Ben disappearing, I thought that was kind of a weird loose end. I mean, you didn't need to kill him off, if that's what happened. I wish there was a bit more of fighting the pig. Like, I'm thinking of Razorback. If you know that film, you look at the finale. A bit more of a battle, but they might not have had the budget for that. When the kill of the pigs, the pig killing people early on, you see it's more off-screen, the few bits. Other than the horse's head hanging there, is pretty nice bloody effect. Would have been nice if you don't see it, but you see like an arm ripped off or a leg ripped off, and you don't see it, but you see the work it's doing, and maybe little bits here and there. Like Stephen King's Graveyard Shift, you see a little bit of an eye, you see a little bit of this, that. Maybe that would have helped. So like little nitpicks here and there, but other than that, Listen, I don't think it's a 4 point something bad. I think it's a fairly decent movie for this kind of movie. So that's just me. So I think it's a bit underrated. I think it's a little bit underrated. You know, I've seen bad films, and I don't think this is one of them. And it was nice to watch it again. But that's maybe just me. So with that said, thanks for watching. Take care. We'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.